few things from last night, Joe, before we get to tonight's games. Let's start in Anaheim. The Yankees, of course, are on a very long three-city West Coast trip. They took 2 out of 3 in San Diego over the weekend, and they opened a series last night in a place that they never play well. Doesn't matter if Anaheim's good, bad, or whatever. The Yankees always have trouble when they go into that building. Had a lead last night, late, could not hold it. Bottom of the 8th inning, Taylor Ward putting the Angels ahead for good on Valley Sports West.
Taylor Ward, and he hits one out toward left field, pretty deep. Verdugo going back. It's over his head. It one hops the wall. It scores Moniak. Here comes what he fell around third. Big hit delivered. Taylor Ward, a 2-run double, and the Angels lead it 4-3.
There you go, Joe. And the Yankees, of course, were not able to even it up in the top half of the 9th. For me, Joe, I'm still not quite there. Me and you talk about this a lot because we'll have fun on the radio show at night. If we're on when the Yankees are playing. I don't believe yet. You could try to gas the Yankee fans up. I'm still not quite there. And I think it's for stuff like last night. I'm ready for the other shoe to drop at some point. You thought it was going to be last week. They lost those first 2 games in that Seattle series, and then they ended up responding by winning the next 2, and then they played pretty well in San Diego over the weekend. But there's a couple arms in that bullpen. I don't think that great. Now, their starting pitching's been excellent. It's hard, and they haven't even had Cole all year. But I just feel like, Joe, maybe you rubbed off on me a little bit. I feel like eventually they're going to hit a really big slide at some point over a 2-week stretch, a month stretch, whatever it is. And this great start that they're off to is going to go up in smoke.
Yeah, it could be when they face the Orioles and the Rays and, all those AL East opponents, Toronto, that sometimes could be tricky. And I know Toronto's dead last and they're 5 games under 500, but they've been scoring some runs lately. And again, I think a lot of teams match up well from just, playing the New York Yankees. Right now they're feasting on, I believe, mediocre competition, but we'll see how it plays out. There's a long season, Carver. What do we have, 50, 58 games under our belt for the most part? I mean, it's a marathon, not a sprint. We're not even close to the middle part of the season.
We're really not. You're really not close. There is still a lifetime to go in all of these games. Usually Memorial Day, as I was saying yesterday, is kind of like the first time you really want to peek your head in at the standings and see where everybody is. But there is so much more baseball to play. Mets and the Dodgers are about to start. We said that they swept the doubleheader yesterday. The Mets actually just announced, Joe, that they're putting Edwin Diaz on the IL. Now, Diaz has had a real bad go, Joe. He has had a lot of issues. He's blown a ton of saves. There's some thinking here, and they're calling it elbow inflammation. I think it's more than that, Joe. I think they just need to go give him a rest mentally for a couple weeks because he's been, like I said, he hasn't been able to get anybody out. And the Mets have had a lead in quite a few of these games. They brought him in, and it's gone up in smoke.
It has, I mean, the Mets, are the Mets. What can we say? I mean, this is it. This is what it's all about. I mean, they played down to the level of competition, and they're going nowhere. So we'll see what transpires over the next few weeks, Carver. But again, not high expectations in regards to New York.
Shoulder impingement, Joe. I apologize. Shoulder impingement was the announcement.
Let me just say, impingement is I'm telling you, it's a lingering issue, and I'm not a doctor, but when you have a shoulder impingement, that's always a problem, and that lingers throughout the season unless you take multiple weeks off.
In the month of May alone, he blew 4 saves and ended up giving up the lead in another one where it was tied. That was the Miami game. He didn't get a loss. They gave up 4 runs in a third of an inning. He's had just a miserable month. An 8.6 ERA in the month of May for Edwin Diaz. Are they still playing
the song?
The trumpets? The trumpets out?
Smashed! Where's that song now? And I live in New York. I can't stand that song.
Red Sox
so
beat
annoying.
The Orioles 8-3 last night. A's beat the Rays. The Braves bounced back and did beat the Nationals 2-0. Still having some problems with their offense, but when Max Fried pitches as well as he did last night and puts up bagels all across the board, they'll be okay. It helps with Marcello Ozuna's going yard as well on Bally Sports South.
Marcello Ozuna hits this high and deep to left center, and Atlanta has the lead in the 7th on a big fly from the Big Bear.
Oh, the Big Bear, Joe, going big fly. And a little bit later on, I do have some for you in terms of the Braves and the NL East and where they're going to be, especially now, Joe, that they're not going to have Ronald Acuna Jr. For the rest of the year after tearing the ACL. So a big loss for them. The offense has been kind of hit or miss. They haven't been even before Acuna got hurt, Joe, they had not been as explosive as they were last year, and especially in terms of the long ball. Now, Ozuna has been, but I don't feel like they've gotten as much, from Olsen in terms of home run ball. Riley missed a couple weeks, really about a week and a half, 10 days. He hasn't given you as much with the long ball. That's what would worry me for Atlanta, Joe, going forward.
Yes and no, Carver. Couple of things. We talked about this in terms of Atlanta. They punched themselves out last year being so dominant, right? I sort of might buy in to Atlanta, like they have to generate runs. They're just not smashing teams. Remember last year, almost every Atlanta game was a dead over. It's like, who's going to homer? Like 6 guys, 7 guys, 8 total, 9 total, over. Now they have to play small ball, and they're still winning ball games, right? I like that recipe for the playoffs because, again, they're generating runs, they're winning some close games, and that's what it takes to move ahead in regards to not just winning an NL championship, but you got to win in a World Series, right? So I sort of buy into Atlanta now because they're not as explosive and they're sort of generating these games. I still think they have value. I like them better now that Acuna's off the board because now a lot of people are saying, they're dead and buried. Here's the other thing. You called him the Big Bear. Is that Shane Lowry hitting home runs?
No.
The Big Bear? I know.
That's the Irish Bear, Joe.
Oh, the Irish Bear. Oh,
Shane Lowry. And you'll hear a lot about the Irish Bear next segment because I believe that me and Cam both reading the same mail. Have the Irish Bear at the RBC Canadian coming up this weekend. One more I wanted to give you, Joe, really fast. Let's play this before we go to break. Yeah. And that's Josh Naylor, who we gave you yesterday on Tater Time to hit a home run last night. He didn't hit 1, Joe. He hit 2 on Bally Sports, Ohio.
The pitch. Through the deep right field. Way out of here.
Great call.
A second deck job for Josh Naylor. And another 3-run blast, his second in as many innings. And it's now 13-7 Cleveland. Oh,
how about that,
goodness.
Joe? How about that?
I like
Naylor,
that.
Big fly for us yesterday on Tater Time. Smashed